Welcome back to Single Taken or Somewhere in Between. I'm your host, Lamar.
And I'm Tanya.
And today, we are diving headfirst into a topic that I think deserves a full-on celebration.
It so does.
We're talking about being single. Not just single, but single and loving it.
Yes, this episode is an ode to the unattached. A ballad for the bachelors and bachelorettes. Well, you get the picture.
I do. And I hear you have some personal experience you're willing to share on this topic. A little trip down memory lane.
Oh, we're not just taking a trip, Lamar. We're booking a first-class, nonstop flight back to my 20s in Portland, Oregon. Buckle up.
All right, so set the scene for us. 20s, Portland. What was life like for Tanya?
Okay, picture this. Cheap rent, a city full of amazing food carts, incredible music venues.
Sounds like the dream.
It was a very specific kind of dream. My social life was my entire life. My friends and I had this rule. If someone texted the group chat with a plan, you had to say yes unless you had a really good reason.
A yes rule. I like that. So what kind of plans are we talking about?
Anything. A last-minute concert for a band we'd never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
A spontaneous road trip to the coast just to watch the sunset. One time, we decided at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday that we were going to learn how to roller skate. We found a 24-hour department store, bought the cheapest skates they had, and spent the night falling down in an empty parking lot.
That is a perfect story. Just pure, unfiltered fun.
Exactly. There was no, oh, I have to check with my partner, or we have plans that night. It was just freedom. The only person I had to answer to was myself. And maybe my landlord if the music got too loud.
Right. It's a different kind of scheduling. You're the master of your own calendar.
Completely. And dating was part of that adventure. It wasn't about finding the one. It was about meeting interesting people, having a great conversation over a weird craft beer, and maybe sharing a fun evening. There were no stakes.
No pressure.
Zero pressure. I went on a date with a guy who was a professional street unicyclist. Another guy was trying to start an artisanal toast restaurant.
Artisanal toast?
This was Portland, Lamar. Artisanal everything was a thing. The point is, I wasn't vetting them as future husbands. I was just collecting stories and experiences.
And that's a key part of it, isn't it? The ability to be fully present in the moment because you're not constantly thinking 5 years down the line.
You nailed it. It was about the now. And the now was messy and chaotic and so much fun. I wouldn't trade that period of my life for anything.
So was it all just fun and games? There must have been some moments of loneliness? Or did you just not have time for that?
That's a great question. Of course, there were moments, but they were fleeting. I think because I had built such a strong community of friends, my aloneness felt more like chosen solitude.
Ah, the difference between being alone and being lonely.
Exactly. I learned to really enjoy my own company. I'd take myself out to dinner, go to a movie by myself. It sounds cliché, but learning to be your own best date is a superpower.
It really is. It builds a kind of self-reliance that's invaluable, whether you stay single or not.
Totally. I remember one time my car broke down in the middle of nowhere on one of those spontaneous coast trips. My phone was dead, and for a second I panicked.
Yeah, I would too.
But then I just figured it out. I walked to a farmhouse, used their phone to call a tow truck, and ended up having this incredible 3-hour conversation with the old couple who lived there while I waited. In a relationship, my first instinct would have been to call my partner to save me.
Right.
But being on my own forced me to realize I could save myself. That was a huge turning point. It wasn't just about fun anymore. It was about capability.
That's a powerful realization, that you're your own safety net. It seems like this period of radical singlehood wasn't just a party. It was a classroom.
Oh, it was a full-on university. The University of Tanya. And the main course was Self-Discovery 101.
And what were some of the key takeaways from that course?
Well, for one, I learned what my non-negotiables are. When you date a lot, without the pressure of it needing to go somewhere, you see a wide spectrum of humanity.
You get a big sample size.
A huge one. You learn you can't stand people who are rude to servers. You realize that you actually need someone who can make you laugh until you cry. You figure out what your core values are by seeing them reflected, or not reflected, in the people you meet.
So it's almost like you were building the blueprint for a future healthy relationship without even realizing it.
I think so, yeah. By not looking for it, I was preparing for it. It also taught me how to set boundaries.
Ooh, that's a big one.
The biggest. When you're single, your time, your energy, your space, it's all yours. You get to decide who gets access to it. It's not a shared resource. You learn to say no to things that don't serve you, whether it's a second date or a social event you're not feeling.
That's a skill that serves you for life. So many people in relationships lose that. They start merging their boundaries.
They do. And there's nothing wrong with compromise, but it's so important to know where your lines are first. My single years were all about drawing those lines in permanent marker.
I love that analogy. Drawing your lines in permanent marker. What about friendships? How did that intense single period affect your friendships?
It made them unshakable. Those friends I mentioned, the Say Yes crew, they weren't just my social life. They were my primary partners.
Your chosen family.
My absolute chosen family. We celebrated promotions. We cried through breakups. Each other's usually. We helped each other move apartments. We were the constants in each other's lives. And that taught me that romantic relationships are not the only source of deep, meaningful love and support.
That is probably the most important lesson of all. The decentering of romantic love as the only kind of love that matters.
It's everything. And I still carry that with me. Having that foundation means you never, ever settle for a romantic partner out of fear of being alone, because you know you're not alone.
It's amazing how those foundational years really shaped you. Do you think that kind of freewheeling single experience is still possible today? With dating apps and social media putting so much pressure on everything.
I think it's harder, but absolutely still possible. The tools are different, but the mindset is the same. It's about curation.
Curation?
Yeah, you have to actively curate your experience. If dating apps feel like a chore, delete them for a month, join a hiking club, or a pottery class instead. Meet people in the real world.
Intentionality.
Exactly. And curate your social media feed. Unfollow all the accounts that make you feel like you're behind because you're not married with 2 kids by 30. Follow people who are living vibrant, exciting single lives. It's about protecting your peace and your perspective.
That's solid advice. It's about being the main character in your own life, not a supporting character in someone else's.
That's the tweet. Put that on a t-shirt. Being single is not a waiting room. It's not the time before your life starts. This is your life, right now.
Right. It's the main event.
It is. So buy the good sheets. Use the fancy dishes. Book that solo trip you've been dreaming of. Don't save the best parts of life for a hypothetical +1. You are the one.
Preach. I think there's a real power in embracing seasons, and if this is your season of being single, whether it's for a year or a decade, why not make it the most joyful, expansive season possible?
Because you'll look back on it with so much gratitude. You'll have stories to tell, lessons you've learned, and a rock-solid sense of self that no one can ever take away from you.
And that sense of self is the best foundation for any future, whether it includes a partner or not. It's about wholeness.
Complete wholeness. You're not half of a whole. You are the entire thing. A partner is just another whole person who happens to vibe with your whole person.
I love that. 2 whole people, not 2 halves. That completely changes the dynamic.
It changes everything. It removes the desperation and the neediness that can sometimes creep into dating. You're choosing to be with someone, not because you need them to complete you, but because they complement an already awesome life.
And if they don't?
Then you can walk away, knowing your awesome life is still right there waiting for you. That is the ultimate freedom. The freedom to choose and the freedom to leave.
So for anyone listening right now who might be feeling a bit down about their single status, what's your final piece of advice?
My advice is to reframe it. You're not single. You're on an adventure. You're in your main character era, so go out there and have some fun. Make some questionable choices. Learn how to roller skate at midnight. Collect the stories. Your future self will thank you for it.
The main character era. I think that's the perfect note to end on. You've almost got me convinced to break up with my wife.
Don't do that. This is about celebrating a season, not dismissing other valid choices.
I'm kidding. But seriously, Tanya, thank you for sharing that. It's an inspiring perspective.
It was fun to revisit the wild Portland days.
And that's our show for today. To everyone listening, we want to hear from you. What have you learned from being single? Share your stories with us on our socials.
We'd love to read them.
Until next time, whether you're single, taken, or somewhere in between, remember to enjoy the season you're in. I'm Lamar. Until next time, on Single, Taken, or Somewhere in Between.
And I'm Tanya. Bye, everyone.